Hey there, folks. My name is Lucas Martin. I'm our Business Development Manager here at ARC Advisory Group. Our analysts make it a priority to monitor the key technology changes, vertical industries, and any regional trends impacting the global business environment as a whole. This is a new market update segment where I'll pick the minds of our industry experts here at ARC Advisory Group. We'll chat about the scope of the market, the supplier landscape, key growth and success factors, and any key trends they may have discovered through their research. Now, let's not waste any more of your time and hop right into the interview. Hey there, folks, and welcome back to another market update episode. Today, I'm joined by Preet Shoker, an analyst here at ARC Advisory Group. She recently finished a 2023 Global Market Analysis Report on asset reliability software and services. And I wanted to set up some time to share a little bit more with the audience today. Thanks so much for the time, Preet.
Thank you so much for having me, Lucas. It's great to chat about the report. I'm excited about it.
Absolutely. So, can you maybe just give the audience an idea about the overall scope of the report, maybe how you define the market?
Yeah, Lucas, it's always a great idea to start with the scope, especially because, different industries, different, even within the same organization, different departments can have, different definition of various different things. So asset reliability, software and services, this report falls under our, research of asset performance management. So that includes a range of different technologies, software solutions, hardware solutions that help, industries, different end user maintain their assets better. This particular report, asset reliability, software and services, this report focuses on the strategy aspect of it and help, users optimize their maintenance activities. So various methods like reliability-centered maintenance that include your criticality analysis, that includes your FMEAs, then risk-based maintenance, risk-based inspection, integrity level analysis, root cause analysis. So all these things that fall under the umbrella of reliability are covered in our report. And among the newer technology, I would definitely say we continue to see increasing use of machine learning technologies, analytics in asset management world as well. And this is mostly applicable around predictive maintenance. So we have included that as part of our research as well. So this is basically the scope of our research. There are a few different areas that fall under APM. That kind of includes condition monitoring, enterprise asset management, field service management, but that's not part of the scope. We do have, other studies focused on that, but not for this report.
Absolutely. So let's give the audience an idea about just the overall supplier landscape, maybe a couple of the larger players.
Sure. Absolutely. We can talk about supplier landscape. So, as the name suggests, this is about asset reliability software and services. So we have included software providers as well as service providers. And a lot of companies, they do, provide the software as well as services. So we have included all of them. If we talk specifically about software first, again, there are different ways of looking at it. You can say that some of the bigger players like GE Digital, Bentley System, Emerson, Honeywell, they focus on, traditional reliability side of it as well as, analytics, predictive maintenance side of it as well. And then there are other players like Augury, Aspen Tech, Veeva, SAP. These companies, I would say, specifically focus more on the analytics, machine learning, predictive maintenance side of it. Of course, if you look close enough, the solutions vary quite a bit. But in general, I would say you can say that these companies are focused more on the side of it. And then there are companies that focuses primarily on service. And these companies include companies like Genesys, Lifecycle, Petrofac, Allied Reliability. These focus more on the services side of the business. So these are some of the leading players in the asset reliability world.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot for the comprehensive answer there. So while you were doing the research, Preet, did you maybe uncover a growth or success factor in the market that you wanted to share?
Absolutely, Lucas. So in our report, we talk a lot about, what are the factors that are trying to push the market, and we do a deeper analysis of various different factors. If I have to point out one, I would definitely say the increasing use of machine learning, artificial intelligence, and that's really helping push, the asset reliability world or predictive maintenance forward. I would not say that, predictive maintenance is something new. We have had, predictive maintenance like even 10 years ago. But I would definitely think that in last 5, 6 years, the development that we have seen in other technologies like cloud computing or artificial intelligence, machine learning, that has really helped push the technology forward. So PDM now is easier to adopt by end user. It's not as big of a task as it used to be in the past. So it's easier for them to adopt. It's faster to adopt, as well as easier to train their employees. It's not as complicated as it used to be, that you would train your employees for hours and then they had to be data scientists and so on. So the adoption has become much more easier compared to what it was 10 years ago, I would say.
Absolutely. So let me flip that question on you, Preet. Did you maybe uncover a growth inhibiting factor, something that might be slowing the growth in this market?
Absolutely. Factors that are inhibiting growth, these are also, we dig deep into those. And always, the economic condition plays a big part. How is the global economy doing? How the regional economy is doing? That's always there. If the economy is doing well, we see, process industries do well, we see APM space do well as well. If it's not doing so well, it slows down all these different markets. But one thing that, we often talk to end users and they always point to us is that a lot of times it's difficult for them to justify the return on investment when it comes to, the APM initiative. So managers, if they're plant managers, they want to buy a technology, they have to convince their managers, they have to convince C-level executives that it's a good investment. That always remains a challenge for many, many of the end users out there.
So on the end user topic, let's say I'm an end user, I'm an asset owner looking to acquire a system like this. What strategies would you recommend to those folks regarding, vendor selection?
Well, I would say it's not an easy task. If you are a plant manager and think of, what technology to buy at plant level or multi-site level or executive level, it's a tough decision. So you have to consider a range of different factors, different functionalities, different criteria that are important to you and your plant. At ARC, we do end user focused reports that talk a little bit about different criteria, how you should rank them, basically to help end users with the technology selection process. But if I have to point to one thing, I would definitely say that start with your problem first. Oftentimes we hear from end users that they buy a technology and then they try to adopt that. The adoption rate is low and didn't work out. But the first step should be, what is your problem that you are trying to solve with the help of this specific technology? Start with the problem first and then see where is the solution for that particular problem. And then again, have a comprehensive strategy around how are you going to adopt the technology, how much time it's going to take, how you're going to train your employee, and how much time that's going to take, what would be the ROI, how much time it's going to take for you to achieve that. Everything, it should be a very detailed plan around, technology adoption.
And like you had mentioned a little earlier, it sounds like it's getting to the point where that adoption, the training on the back end is becoming a little bit easier, but it's obviously going to be a burden for the company regardless. So really being thoughtful during the vendor selection process. So let me kind of flip this one on you, Preet. How can the suppliers, the EPCs, how can they benefit from purchasing a report like this? Obviously, we have market share information, et cetera, but what are your thoughts there?
I think reports like this can help them in various different ways. First of all, if you are looking for a good overview of the market space, our reports get deep into that. We scope out the market and then we look at, okay, what are the leading players? What players are growing in, what region, what industries, and so on. So all that information is extremely helpful when, end users are or even technology providers, they are looking at sales planning or strategic planning. They're looking to acquire a company, they're looking to partner with somebody. So reports like this, we go into the detail of various different segments. We talk about market opportunities, not only from technology perspective, perspective, but from regional perspective, industry perspective, and so on, we forecast the market. So all that kind of analysis is extremely helpful to, I would say, users of the technology as well as provider of the technology.
Certainly, certainly. So Preet, I really wanted to thank you for the time today. As we wrap this up, was there any other key trends or points you wanted to share with the audience?
No, I would just say that in general, the APM space is very exciting. I've been, researching about the space from last 12 years. And every year when we do this report, we talk to solution providers, solution users, and we learn a lot. And we have tried to incorporate all that in our report. And I had a lot of fun doing the report. Hope our readers, find it exciting and learn something new. And I'm happy to, receive their feedback as well.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for the time today. Just a reminder to the audience, we'll have links to our website and more information about this market analysis in the description below. You can contact us directly through that webpage. We'd love to talk about how, market data, market information, analysis like this could help your company. As Preet mentioned, sales forecasting, planning, strategy, etc. So you can contact us directly through that webpage, and we'd love to chat. Thanks again for the time today, Preet.
Thank you so much, Lucas.
If you like what you saw in this video and want more informative content, be sure to like, comment, and hit the notification bell below. Also, if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks again, folks. We really appreciate the time, and we'll see you in the next video.